What's up, everybody? Welcome to the MrMaple Show. We got an amazing lineup of plants for you today. You're about to watch the 10 at 10 here on the MrMaple Show. We actually list 20 plants, but we talk about 10 of them here and give you a little sneak preview of what we got coming up.
Yeah, I saw a comment a couple of weeks ago. I'm gonna call you out, bro. But I saw somebody said, man, these guys, they talk too long about the trees. I'm just trying to figure it out, what all the trees are. Guys, if you're impatient like that, you don't like listening to me and Brian ramble on about some trees that we love, feel free to sign up for that email, because that's going to be coming straight to you. It's going to let you know exactly what is in the full 10 at 10.
Yeah.
And yeah, you don't have to go through all the fluff that we like to throw in there. Make the video a little bit more interesting, you know?
Yeah, we always appreciate you guys tuning in. It's a lot of fun. The YouTube channel is a great place to get a lot of information about a lot of different plants. We have a lot of cultivar highlights. We try to get out there and do some pretty diverse content. And it's for you guys, just to be able to get you to understand a little bit more how these plants can be used in your landscape, and just kind of the scope and scale of what we're all trying to do in our gardens and things like that. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, first up on the table here, we got a newer cultivar for you, Acer Palmatum Samarzam.
Man, that sounds like something I put on my chicken, bro. Maybe a little bit of curry mixed in there.
Sprinkle a little Samarzam on there, bro.
Exactly, bro. Or maybe like an old soap or something like that. Right, I don't know. But guys, this is going to be a awesome, upright red. A little bit calmer than some of your other ones. Really, really beautiful, like kind of crimson burgundy-ish leaf. Super, super beautiful. I always like whenever we got some new stuff that, I haven't laid eyes on too much.
Right.
I think it's cool. It's like we're on the cutting edge of the maples, man. And this Samarzam, bro, is a pretty interesting one. Definitely pair this up with some yellows. And this one grows pretty fast, doesn't it, Brian?
Yeah, it does. This thing can get about 20 feet in 15 years, so it gets out there really quick. And I think it's cool, too, that we've kind of got another red upright. Everybody says, well, what do you got in your garden? I got a blood good. I got, Emperor One, something like that. And it's like, what do you got? I got the Samarzam in my garden. This thing is really cool, man. Really nice red colors. Another great upright to kind of add to that list. And as a collector, I'm always excited when we get another cultivar coming down the pipeline here. A lot of times that collectability to it, it's just the rarity of it. These are ones that you don't really see out in the landscape. And so it's kind of fun to have something that you're not familiar with and watching it grow and kind of perform in your garden. You learn a lot that way.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going to be pairing this up. I think size-wise, I'm going to be pairing this up with Siriu.
Yeah.
I think that green on that red, with a similar size range in 15 years, is really going to play nice together. And then I think during that fall time, you're going to get a little bit of complementary colors going on.
Right.
Those oranges and reds, playing with those picked up reds.
Yeah.
It's going to be super, super beautiful. Guys, this one is new, so make sure to pick it up. Samarzam. Right. Guys, coming up, we got an awesome reticulated variety, Acer Palmatum Aka Shigitatsu Sawa.
Ooh, I love how that name just rolls off the tongue, right? Makes you sound like you really know what you're talking about. This is an exciting cultivar, guys. A reticulated type, beautiful veining on this one. Really prominent veining, and you get some nice kind of pinks and red blushes. You get this out into a little bit more sun, kind of where that Aka name comes from. You get a little bit more of those red and pink tones to it, along with a lot of those like creamy tones later on into the summer months, especially if you have it in shade. You can play around with this a good bit. And depending on where you plant it versus your sun and shade ratio, you're going to get a little bit different colors, and it's going to really kind of change the way the tree performs in your garden.
Yeah, you might have heard that word reticulated in that little description we were given. Guys, that just means that the veins are a different color than, I guess, the cells and the rest of your leaf. Most of the time you'll see this highlighted with, reds or cream on greens like you see with this one. One of my favorite things about the reticulated varieties, and this is kind of across the board, except for maybe those cream on greens,
right.
Changing that location like Brian was talking about, moving them to the shade, moving them to the sun, you can really kind of explore the depths of a tree. I think that's so cool when it's like, you can have the same tree planted in 3 different locations and
Right.
get something that looks completely different.
Yeah, it is really nice. And I remember getting this tree early on in my collecting days back in Oklahoma. I grew this. Now in Oklahoma, we had that high heat situation, so I had to tuck this back in a good amount of shade. But I remember early on, I was like trying to think of ways to describe this leaf, and I kind of coined the term of alien skin. I love just kind of how it has this weird kind of sheen to it, and that veining is really cool. And I love this particular cultivar too. It's kind of an old school classic. A lot of great new cultivars came from this as well, so it's got a great lineage to it, and I think it's definitely one you need to add to your landscape. All right, guys, next up on the table here, we got an awesome little maple right here for you. Beautiful little dwarf. We got Acer Palmatum, Beni, hoshi.
Yeah, this is a dwarf that kind of caught my eye, man. I think the way that this one looks and like the presence in the garden, you know, it's not like Macawa levels tight and dense, but I've seen it kind of grow up into like this kind of semi-columnar
Right, yeah.
kind of tight, dense habit. And man, I love the shape of the leaves. Reminiscent of almost something like Japanese princess, like a really kind of star-shaped leaf, as the name would imply, you know, that hoshi meaning stars. And then just that beautiful red color. But Brian and I were talking about it, man. We think one of the most underappreciated features a tree can have, especially a red tree, is going to that yellow fall color, man.
Yeah, and Beni hoshi does it right, man. It's got a nice kind of larger size, that aminum style leaf to it. And so you get a little bit more of that kind of display of color on that, and it does have a nice growth habit. I mean, it gets a little bit taller than it does wide, so it's great for a lot of those smaller spaces in the garden, especially when it comes to adding a red color, because a lot of those reds are going to be a lot larger in size. So it's nice to find some variety of smaller reds that you can sprinkle in some color. I know that's kind of a big challenge for me in my garden. I'm always wanting to add some reds, but there's only a few of those cultivars that stay pretty small when it comes to the red variety. So this is a great dwarf if you're looking for a red, and especially something like you said, the highlight there goes yellow in the fall. It's hard to beat that.
I agree, man. This is one of my favorite dwarf cultivars, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed picking one up today.
All right, guys, another one here for you. This is an awesome maple, man. We talk about this one quite a bit. It really stands out here at the farm. We got Acer Palmatum Ghost Dancer.
Yeah, the Ghost Dancer, one of them honorary members of the Ghost series.
Yeah, man.
I think this was found by Talon Buckholt's neighbor. I don't know if he was across the road, you know, right beside him or whatever, but it was pretty cool that this guy kind of offers up a tree to put in the nursery industry. And it's really cool, man. I think this one has a lot of little hidden traits that I enjoy about it. This past spring, I guess, Matt and Tim and I and Joe, we had the opportunity to go up to Buckholt's and look at some of these. We shot a cultivar highlight on Ghost Dancer. I don't know if it's out right now. It'll probably be out soon if it isn't. But something I saw on this, obviously you're attracted to that reticulated white leaf, you know, those beautiful creams on greens. But man, the unsung, when we talked about something that's underappreciated,
Right.
Let's talk about something else that's underappreciated, guys. Those bud shields.
Yeah.
Now, you know, the bud shield is kind of that thing that just sticks right over top of the bud, protecting it. And as the year, you know, as the buds emerge and they turn into leaves, that shield kind of unfurls out and gives you these really nice, like, I guess like a mandible or something like that off of the base of the leaf. Most of the time they can be red, they can be green, but with Ghost Dancer, guys, they're reticulated.
Yeah, it's really cool that this thing is that reticulated. Even the bud shields are reticulated. I love that feature about it. You get a lot of color variance with this one as well. This one kind of has a nice little kind of pinkish red blush when it comes out in the spring. Really kind of ignites all of that like kind of blonde colors underneath too. Just like, I don't know, there's something about the reticulated types that just the layers and layers and layers of colors on it is just really fascinating. one I love to take pictures of. When this thing's in leaf, I'm like, man, let me grab the camera and go spend some time. I love capturing all the different stages this one goes through. Great fall color on this thing too, man. This thing lights up with some yellows and some fiery oranges, kind of a nice mix of color. Again, kind of playing into its real characteristic, which is just always evolving, kind of always changing in that color spectrum.
Yeah, really nice, like semi-pendulous habit. Wants to get a little bit wider as it grows, which I really enjoy. It has a lot of movement. You could say it dances across the landscape in the garden, especially during that fall time, man. That kind of wide habit with that beautiful color. Ghost Dancer is one you're going to want to add to the party in the garden. Guys, coming up next, we got an awesome Acer shirasawanum Sensu. Let my sensei tell you what's up about this one.
Man, I love this cultivar, and I love when we can offer a shirasawanum cultivar. You know, the shirasawanums, there's not as many of them out there like they are with Palmatum, so they kind of come few and far between on a lot of the great shirasawanum cultivars. But Sensu, man, this is going to be one that you get excited about. It kind of breaks the rules a lot when it gets into the world of shirasawanum. You have a Matsumura style leaf, but it's also still that same kind of big, larger round as well. So you get that feeling that it's a shirasawanum, but you get that deeply divided lobes with that Matsumura style leaf. I love that about it.
Yeah, the blushing that you get on that tips is something that's super nice. You know, how you're talking about those reticulated varieties, I love whenever you kind of get something that highlights the outside edge of the leaf.
Yeah.
I really think that helps it contrast against those layerings of the leaf. Just adds a lot of depth and dynamicness. I think that the color theory starts working together too. You know, it's like you start to see all those different colors together,
right,
which kind of allows you to see different colors in the tree. This one, you know, meaning Sensu, meaning that fan kind of deal, which is what, you know, the leaves kind of look like that. Something that I believe Talon's wife was talking about, because I think this is one of her favorites. She just loves looking up underneath of a tree and watching like the sun dance through the leaves, which I think, you know, if you're an enjoyer of maples, like a lot of people, I mean, I hope everybody that watches our channel enjoys maples, but, you know, to see that nuance and just like be able to stand up underneath of this kind of fan-like leaves and watch them dance is really cool. And then that blushing in the springtime gives you a little hint of what you're going to be getting during the fall time with some beautiful reds that slowly start to creep into that Matsumura style leaf.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I have one of these in my garden, and one of the reasons I wanted to add it to my collection, and we'll talk about this just for those who are just kind of the maple enthusiasts out there, this is a cool one that is awesome to collect seed from, because the next generation of potential cultivars that could come from something like Sensu and seed from seed would be really cool and interesting to see what we could get from that. This was a chance seedling found from Palmatifolium. So definitely, like, this is kind of that second line. And if we get a seedling from this and kind of play into the world of shirasawanum and keep bringing those two, kind of that hybrid world together, I love that about it, and definitely one you need to add to your landscape.
Guys, I'm always saying guys, man, but, you know, it's just easy to say. Sometimes I gotta think about some stuff before I say it, and that's why I say guys. But coming up next, we got a new twist on an old classic, man. We got Osakazuki Broom, guys. Did you hear that? Osakazuki Broom, man?
Did I hear that correctly? I think I did. Now, when we were like putting this on the list for the 10, I'm like, wait a minute, hold up. Osakazuki Broom? That's pretty sweet. Now, this one is still under evaluation here at MrMaple, but we decided we wanted to get this out there and let other people kind of help us with that process. Plant them out in your garden, kind of see what this thing turns into. We are expecting a smaller habit, being a broom, and we're expecting still those same beautiful colors that you expect from Osakazuki. So it's going to play into that world of Osakazuki, but giving you a broom form of it, I think is pretty exciting.
I know. I'm like, whoever named this, I think they missed something, because, man, you got Osakazuki, which means like a large drinking cup.
Yeah.
But then you got this, you know, you could just drop it down to Sakazuki, you know, it could be that small drinking cup.
Right.
And then that's kind of aptly named. This one's super cool. I'm ready to see some pictures of this as we go on. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see how it does kind of across the country, because I know there's got to be collectors everywhere trying to get a hold on this one. And we'd love to see some pictures on Facebook, guys. If you're new to this, if you're only part of that crazy kind of YouTube fan group, guys, you're missing out, because on Facebook we have a huge group with a bunch of people in it.
Yeah.
And they're sharing Japanese maple pictures every single day, man. I mean, you know, I talk about my homie Bjorn. He's in Texas. So they're probably, you know, a month or two behind us here in North Carolina. So I love getting some updates on showing his fall color.
Yeah.
And what's so cool, man, is getting to be, you know, friends with people from all around the country.
Yeah.
I think that's sweet, man. It's like, yeah, I got homies in different area codes, man. Super cool. But yeah, Osakazuki Broom is one that is going to be cool, man. I mean, you get to be a part of the kind of evaluation process of this one. Get to have something that not many people have, and, you know, the tree that it comes from is tried and true, man.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. And I think this is kind of a big shout out to those like diehard collectors out there. Scoop one of these up, get it planted in a nice little spot in your garden, and then share it with us and let us know how this thing's performing. Let us know what you love about it and some of the characteristics that really stand out to you. We're excited to be able to offer this out there for the very first time. Acer Palmatum Osakazuki Broom. You heard that right. All right, guys, we got another great tree lined up for you here. Another shirasawanum for you today. I like that. Acer shirasawanum Purple Thunder.
Oh yeah, the Thunder from down under, man. This one, you know, it might be a little bit of an underdog, man. You know, I don't hear people talk about this one too much, man. But I think that's just because people ain't caught on to the hype that is those shirasawanums, especially the Matsumari kind. I know we just talked about that Sensu, man. This would look great with that Purple Thunder. I just love kind of all the nature names, man. I think I'm a little bit pulled towards that.
Right.
You know, I'm a little hippy dippy, man, you know. I like that Purple Thunder, man, you know. Maybe put it next to like a rainy day or something like that in the garden. You know, have the whole kind of spectrum of those natural phenomenons out there. But this one is going to be awesome as you watch that kind of dark leaf emerge. Man, the Matsumari, I feel like they're so dramatic as they kind of unfurl and kind of leaf out, especially with the beautiful kind of dark purple colors you get on this one.
Yeah, I really like this cultivar. I think, you know, this is a newer introduction from Talon Buckholz. And I love that he really dabbled into that like hybrid kind of that new age of like shirasawanums, kind of trying to break those barriers down, get into those red colors. This one has a really nice kind of purple red to it and some fiery red colors in the fall as well. Sometimes it kind of gets this pink gradient to it. Really nice fall colors on this as well. I like that you've got consistent color throughout the year.
Yeah, this one's definitely cool. One you're going to want to put in that shirasawanum collection now. All right, coming up next, we got an Acer. Guess what? You said Palmatum, you're wrong. We got Acer circinatum, guys. A Pacific Northwest native out there. We got Acer circinatum Sunny Sister.
Love this cultivar, man. This is one I'm familiar with. Grew this one in Oklahoma. A little bit of a challenge there. It's kind of pushing some of that zone. But I really like the circinatums. They kind of give you that full moon kind of vibe to it. It's got this nice round leaf. A little bit smaller leaf too, like on Sunny Sister, and just a vibrant color. This thing comes out kind of this weird, like pale, creamy yellow color, and then transitions into some blushing once you get into those summer months. Really cool. Now, this is one you've seen out at Buckholz. You got to see kind of a specimen size, which helps you kind of understand a little bit more what this tree does.
Yeah, I think that our 10-year range, you know, it's about 7 to 8 feet in height and width. But as it gets older, I've seen it kind of spread out and get a little bit more width on it. But yeah, like you're talking about, the leaf shape is so beautiful, man. It just like is very geometric. I think that the kind of crumples in the leaves and the folds on the leaf are so nice. The pubescence, you know, the little hairs on the leaf really add a nice little sheen to it. But man, as this one kind of develops into that spring color and you get those kind of peaches mixing with the yellows, as I've gone into it, man, I've kind of realized, man, like pink and yellow is just such a like calming,
It is, yeah.
like beautiful kind of combination of colors, man. It's very like a serene kind of mix of colors to me. And I think that leaf shape kind of, you know, makes that a little bit better too. But circinatums are really, really cool.
Yeah, these are trees that are going to be zones 6 through 8. So you definitely, you know, want to consider where you're at in the country when you're planting these out in your landscape. But this one's going to give you a lot of great color, even playing into the fall. Really nice kind of oranges and yellows in the fall, which kind of continues that play with that yellow color into the fall months. So I really like that. It's got a nice kind of darker maroon bark as well, which contrasts nice with the leaves. Really cool tree for you guys.
All right, if you're trying to look as youthful as me, man, you know, you're trying to have that longevity of life, man, you know, I'm not saying that this will do that completely, but it'll definitely give you a little bit more joy, a little bit more curiosity, man, which will hopefully keep you going. We got Acer Palmatum, Fountain of Youth, guys.
Really, really cool tree, man. This is from the Area 51 collection, or the Pendulous Treasures here at MrMaple. We got some really cool weeping style maples coming out here from the farm. And Fountain of Youth is really, really nice. Kind of one of those first real like Matsumura style, but with that Ryusen habit. Really interesting that those two worlds kind of colliding together. And I think it just gives a different texture. I mean, I think even though the colors are very similar in Ryusen and Fountain of Youth, those paired together, just texture wise, be completely different. And because it's that weeping Ryusen style, it's going to be that same malleable plant. You can create all these unique shapes with it, stake it up, let it weep to the side. You know, I've never seen two of these look alike. So I love that about the weeping style Japanese maples, and Fountain of Youth does it so well.
Yeah, I gain a lot of respect for this one during the springtime. Whenever Matt and I did a cultivar highlight on this, like I said, it might be up on the YouTube, it might not be. I'm sure it'll be up there soon if it's not. But yeah, it's just so cool, like how we have these different styles of weeping. You know, it's like they all have that kind of very dramatic straight down weep to them. Yeah. But we can get different leaves. You know, we have Rikuzen Shidare, we have the Ryusen styles.
Right.
Then we have like this Fountain of Youth, which, you know, if my respect was kind of upped a little bit during the springtime, I mean, my jaw was dropped during the fall time, man. I mean, we have a pretty good size one of these planted at the rental property across from the nursery. And man, the sun was just hitting it so right. It just looked like so beautiful. And what you're talking about with that Ryusen and this one, how they look so different, I think that kind of penetration of light through this one and how, you know, it's not completely kind of leafed out.
Yeah.
I think that adds a little bit to it.
Too.
You kind of get that fire glow effect where that sun can kind of push through some of the leaves, but not all of them, and really kind of give you I keep saying myriad, but I think that's just like the most aptly word to describe it. A myriad of colors. You should be seeing a beautiful, awesome video of this one right now that's popping up on the screen. And hopefully it elicits the same reaction from you that it did from me.
We got one more tree for you here on the 10 and 10. Appreciate you guys hanging tough with us today. We got Acer Palmatum Winter Red.
Dude, don't you just love how it's like we can just give people pretty much any color of bark that they want any time they want it to.
Yeah, man, what kind of bark color do you want? We got it here. We got it.
Exactly, man. And this one, you know, put this in a little bit more sun. You know, these have been sitting in the greenhouse. You might say, hey, man, that's not looking as red as the pictures do. Well, guess what? You put it in that sun, it's like an apple, dude. That's about the only way I can describe it. You know, as those apples kind of sit in the sun, different kind of colors start to emerge, especially at spots where the sun does hit it.
Right.
And I think a similar thing happens to the coral barks as they kind of get picked up by the sun after all those leaves fall.
Right.
You really start to see a dramatic color.
Yeah, and even with that temperature shift too, those cooler temperatures really starts to intensify the red colors. We're getting kind of into those later winter months now here in January. So definitely the time of the year where, you know, your coral bark varieties are going to really be showing out. Now this one gets a really nice yellow fall color with that bright red bark. I love the combination of that. And when you kind of compare this to Sangokaku, it's a little bit slower grower, more of like that medium size Going to be around 8 feet in 10 years instead of hitting those like 10 to 12 feet range. So a little bit more slower growing tree for that. And what I like about the leaf on this one too, and we were kind of just analyzing the differences there, was like this has a nice kind of serrated edge to the leaf, which I think plays into the texture of it as well.
Yeah, it's like kind of like, I know I try to throw some comparisons out there. I'm thinking this is kind of like a sharper, kind of almost in that incognito Tarayama shaped leaf kind of deal. Yeah. It's a really sharp, pointed leaf. I think that's really cool. I love that kind of textural contrast that you can get with something like that. Winter red, one that you're going to want to throw in that conifer garden for a little bit of splash of color during the drab winter months and a show during the fall time.
Definitely. Guys, we appreciate you hanging out with us today, going through 10 plants that we're highlighting for our 10 at 10. Now, there's 10 other plants that we didn't talk about, but you're only going to know what they are if you get the weekly email at MrMaple.com. So go sign up for that, and we always appreciate you guys staying tuned with us.
Yeah, guys, we appreciate it. Make sure to drop a like if you like this video. Man, if you loved it, drop a subscribe if you ain't subscribed already. Man, tell us your favorite plant in the comment section down below. I know that's a lot of homework, man, but it really helps us out in the long run. If you really want to help us out, I know a lot of you guys are already about to hop on MrMaple.com, but if you're not, man, just go look at it a little bit, man. You might see something that catches your eye. And yeah, we really appreciate it. Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.